Hi, this is Tomato Tim with Organic Oasis Northern California. About 38 days ago, I popped some seeds into the ground to do starts inside for our tomatoes. And I started out with 18 different varieties of tomatoes. I'm going to have 13 more after those, but they're running a little slower because I started them later. So before I plant the plant, so this plant is looking really healthy, and look how thick the stem is. That's what you want in the way of a good tomato start. And it has plenty of leaf foliage, nice and dark green, very little in terms of brown or anything on the plant itself. So it's ready for planting. We hardened them off by bringing them in and out and putting them outside in the sun as well as overnight to make sure that they were all ready. So it's all hardened off now. The only thing I'm going to do before I pop this baby in the ground is cut off a couple of the lower shoots, that one and that one. So I have this area that I can plant. I want to plant this deep right up to that first shoot and have that in the ground, and that will turn into additional roots to make this a very healthy plant. So let me go ahead and get over there and dig a hole and pop this baby in. This particular tomato is a Martino's Roma, and it's a determinate tomato. And so given that it's a determinate tomato, I'm going to be putting it into a tomato cage rather than stringing it up on a string trellis. And I'm putting it in a smaller bag. This is a 10-gallon bag I'm putting it in. That's the ones that I put my determinate tomatoes in. So I'm going to go ahead and dig a hole up to about this level and bury it up to about this level, and we'll be all set and ready to go. So here I go. So I've got the hole now. It looks like it's deep enough that it will go about up to that first branch, just below that first branch. And so what I'm going to do is I've been building the soil over many years in these bags, but every time I go ahead and put a new plant in, I like to put in a handful of granular organic fertilizer, a handful of worm castings, and a handful of regular compost that we've made ourselves. So let me get those and then put those in, and we'll pop the baby in the ground. So 1 handful of our own homegrown compost. This is the big secret to having an amazing garden, by the way. 1 handful of worm castings, and about a handful of granular fertilizer, organic fertilizer. And then mix those around a little bit. Then dig the hole as deep as possible in the center. And then let's pop this baby out of here. And I am getting the level of the soil all the way up to this lowest branch, just a little bit above that. And now, since I've done that, what I'm going to do is hand water this. We have drip irrigation with little adjustable sprayers on here. That's what we'll use for week in, week out watering for these tomatoes. But I like to get them a good fresh start to make sure they have a lot of water all through them. So I put a little water on them to get them a fresh start. So let me go ahead and put a little bit on that across the whole bag. And then what I'll do is go ahead and place this in here. The little sprayer, and then I'll take this waste basket that we got at the dollar store. Believe it or not, these waste baskets are really, really good for covers for new starts. And they were $1 at the dollar store. So we got a bunch of these. Some of them we cut the top out of. Once they get too high, we swap out this one for one without the top. But for right now, we keep the top on to make sure that squirrels, dogs, or other things don't actually get the tomato starts. So Go ahead and carefully put this over there. And then press it down, and then I take some garden pins and put that down to hold this on. Actually, before I put the baskets on, I want to mulch this a little bit with this shredded straw. We ordered this online. It's organic shredded straw. It's important that you get organic, because otherwise it may have an herbicide in it like Roundup or something else that will cause problems in your garden. So go ahead and just put a small layer of this across the top. It will keep the roots wet, which is particularly important in bags when you're planting in grow bags, because they dry out more quickly. So just go ahead and cover this with the covering of straw. Now I'll take the waste basket cover and put that over it. And voila, we've got this baby all ready to go.